So we're glad that this is happening today. So, Honorable Minister, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I want us all to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the 2021 National Diaspora Day. We're going to have a conversation. We have Madam Ngozi Okonjo Iweala, we have Madam Amina Mohammed, we have a whole lot of our role model youth, and we also have entertainment. Ice Prince will round up the night with us with a night of heartwarming performance. So it's going to be fun for all of us joining. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for being here today. And we look forward to a wonderful Diaspora Day celebration. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable, the chairperson of the NITCOM, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa. Now I'll move to Colin, father of this commission, a father to all, and a father in every ramification. I am talking about the Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, His Excellency, Ambassador Zubairu Dada. Let's give him a round of applause. You're welcome, sir.
I'm the head of mission of International Organization for Migration, IOM. Mr. Franz Celestin, chairperson of NITCOM, Honorable Abike Dabiri, better known as Lady Ordained Diaspora. The state diaspora focal point officers, Enugu FCT, I understand, are present here. Barrister Chibuzo Ugochi, Chairman, NIDD UK South. Fellow Nigerians, good afternoon. I'm delighted to be given this opportunity, and I must say, this very rare privilege to present the keynote address of the celebration of the 2021 National Diaspora Day in honor of Nigeria in the diaspora. This special group of persons can be found all over the world, making a name for themselves and flying high the Nigerian flag. My compatriots, your resilience and patriotism are, to say the least, most fulfilling. You have continuously, without much prompting, dedicated your time, your skills, your talents, your resources, and global exposure in the development of your fatherland, Nigeria. I salute you. Nigeria appreciates you, and may God bless you. The theme of this year's celebration, as was told by the chairperson herself, is diaspora integration for national peace and development, which aptly encapsulates the intentions of Nigeria in our engagement with our diaspora, especially in these times when we badly need peace with any development is ever to take place. This celebration is also a networking event intended to showcase the achievements of Nigerians in the diaspora, particularly our internationally acknowledged surgeons, educationists, world-class athletes, engineers, lawyers, and scientists, and the rest of them. Men and women, I must say, who have distinguished themselves in their chosen careers for their gargantuan contribution to the peace and progress of their host countries and humanity in general. I wish to assure you that the federal government of Nigeria will do all that it takes to provide an enabling environment through policies and programs tailored to support you and your well-being, and in turn, encourage you to give back for the upliftment of your country. The Nigerian government has taken a step in the right direction by the approval and adoption of the National Diaspora Policy 2021, and its action plans for a more holistic approach to Asian engagement with Nigerians in the diaspora. The National Diaspora Policy 2021 aims to provide a comprehensive and supporting framework for facilitating diaspora engagement in national development, empowering the diaspora to contribute effectively and maximizing the value of diaspora contribution to Nigeria's forward march. The overall objective of this policy is to enhance, mobilize, and harness the potentials of Nigerians in the diaspora for sustainable national progress and cohesion. The Nigerian diaspora policy has also, amongst other specific objectives, as you have been told again by the chairperson herself, the following: to develop robust and dynamic strategies targeted at harnessing diaspora resources towards national development, or to improve and sustain strong social, cultural, and economic relations with the Nigerians in the diaspora, again for national development, to create awareness among Nigerians in the diaspora to participate in income-generating investment, promote ease of return through the establishment of sustainable returning schemes, and to strengthen relevant institutions for the coordination and proper administration of diaspora issues, particularly the agency that you know very well, the Nigerian Diaspora Commission. Government is committed to creating the needed platform to engage, to enable, and to empower Nigerians in the diaspora towards national development. The 3 E's. In the implementation of these strategies, every effort will be made to ensure diaspora involvement, including in the prioritization of projects. And this will be done in line with the National Development Goals as contained in the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan and Sustainable Development Goals. I therefore wish to urge all of you to continue to work with the federal government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and its agency, the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, to ensure that the cutting-edge technology which you have all acquired in your various fields of specialization over time are brought back home to develop our fatherland. This country belongs to all of us, and we must work together to ensure its growth and peace, as we all have a stake in its survival and development. All relevant parties are working assiduously to ensure that diaspora voting rights are attained, as we believe that Nigerians in the diaspora have the same rights and responsibilities as Nigerians who reside at home. And thus, they should be granted the same opportunity to decide the governance process in their country. We are very optimistic, as the chairperson herself has said, that in the not too distant future, and I hope it's going to be very soon, this objective will be achieved. That is working. Once again, I celebrate you all. Keep doing the best that you can and that you can be in your various countries of residence. And again, as President Muhammadu Buhari said, remember that you are our ambassadors at large. And you are the face of Nigeria in the diaspora. Do not forget who. And in whatever you find, wherever you find yourself, and in whatever you find yourself doing, be the best that you can. I thank you all for taking our time to join this event. I wish us all very fruitful celebration. Long live all Nigerians in the diaspora, and long live the Republic of Nigeria.
A round of applause to the Honorable Minister. We thank the Honorable Minister for this cogent presentation. If you look through our program, next is special presentation on diaspora engagements in national development, stroke celebrity interview with Director General, World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo Iweala. And that interview will be conducted by our own Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Honorable Abike Dabiri-Erewa. While we wait for the interview to kick off, we invite Reverend Sachs to get on board. Reverend Sachs.
Well, before Reverend Sachs will come in, I would like to call on, before Madam Okonjo Iweala comes on board, I would love to call Dr. Mojisola Shodende to quickly give a goodwill message. Dr. Mojisola Shodende. Okay, we have already. All right.
Reverend Sachs is going to play before the interview kicks off. Reverend Sachs, give us, that is the popular song for the DG, Strength of a Woman. Reverend Sachs.
Come, okay.
Thank you very much. Let's all appreciate the strength of women. Honorable Minister, Senator Lorebe, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please a warm welcome for our #1 diaspora, Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Okonjo Iweala, who is joining us all the way from Geneva.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, wonderful to see you, Honorable.
Thank you, Madam. And you're looking gorgeous as always.
Well, you know, we decided to color coordinate.
Can you imagine? Strength of a woman. Meeting of the minds. Thank you very much, Madam. Let me start by asking you. You are a Nigerian in the diaspora. Maybe one of our #1 Nigerian abroad. What does it feel like being away from home?
Well, I miss home a lot. But I'm a little bit closer to home from Geneva than I was before. But I miss home, I miss the food, I miss the warmth of Nigeria. Seeing so many people milling around. You know, in Geneva it's always quiet, not so many people. The minute you arrive at home, be it in Abuja or Lagos, you're surrounded by people. So I miss that a little bit. And yeah, you know, those are the things that I like, the warmth and the bustle and hustle of Nigeria.
The beautiful people of Nigeria. Thank you. Now let's look at the theme, what we're talking about today, diaspora integration for peace and development. What would you say about that? What do you think should be the role of the diaspora in the theme that we're anchoring on today?
Well, you know, I think first of all, let me just give a lot of praise to fellow Nigerians in the diaspora, because they are contributing so much in many ways. I first want to talk about the remittances that Nigerians in the diaspora send home, which is in the billions of dollars. And that helps to sustain our economy. It helps people living in the rural areas to get resources to send children to school, take care of their health, you know, build, run business. So Nigerians are contributing a lot already, but you know, they can do more. We all know it. Wherever you are in the diaspora, there is nowhere like home. So I think what you have to think about is, how can I help to make things run better? Wherever I'm from, whether it's in the village or the town, what can I do to contribute to things being better at home? Either through creating employment, a business, a civil society organization, helping to support something the local government is trying to do. This is what helps to create peace. I'm not saying it's all of it, but the fact that there are so many young people who don't have jobs, and the COVID-19 situation has made that even worse with the lockdown. I think we all ought to be thinking, what can we do to help improve the health and economic situation of people at home? Because that's what helps to bring peace. If you didn't have so many disoriented and disorganized and unemployed youth, some of the activities we're seeing at home that are detrimental to peace and security might not happen. So that's what I would advise. How can you support socially and economically from where you are in the diaspora? Even more than you're doing now. I know so many people are doing so many things. There are doctors who are trying to help people at home, particularly in this COVID-19. You know, I have a sister who is a physician, and she's been doing so much helping people at home with COVID. So whatever you can do, I think you should try to lend your support.
Thank you very much. Talking about what can be done, I'll ask you, as the DGWTO, in your own capacity, what would you be doing to give this kind of support back home?
Well, you know, I've always looking at it. I have my own individual things I'm doing at a personal level, of course, to support people in my village and help in the ways that I've talked about, myself, my husband, and my family. But on a broader level, you know, I've always been a broad policy person. So that was why I went home to try and help with the finances. Now, from the WTO, what I'm looking at, one of the things that attracted me about the WTO is that it's through trade that we can help to also improve our economy. And so one of the things I'm thinking about now is how can the WTO support further trade and investment in the country? How can we help to make sure the actualization of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement happens in a good way for Nigeria? We have the largest population, the largest market, but in order for us to benefit more from trade, we have to add value to our own products. And so trying to help, we have an investment facilitation agreement here at the WTO that we're negotiating. Once we do that, it's something that can help countries better create the environment to attract investment. That investment should help us have more industries, manufacturing, keeping jobs at home. And then if we trade with other countries, you know, that is also something that is very important. Right now, I'll just say one of the things I'm trying to do, since when the pandemic and we don't have enough vaccines. You know all the numbers that we are struggling with. You know, where you have so many people vaccinated in the developed countries and only a small percentage in Africa or developing countries. And the issue is, how do we improve or upscale the vaccine production so we can get more? How do we even shift the production to African countries? So the WTO has the job of monitoring export restrictions and trade facilitation measures. And what I'm trying to do is leverage that to actually work with companies to persuade them that, look, if we work with you to monitor supply chains flow smoothly, remove export restrictions, can you invest in our countries? And that's another thing we are trying to shift them. Just a few days ago, on Thursday last week, we had a conference with manufacturers of vaccines. All the CEOs of the major companies were there, from Moderna to Pfizer to AstraZeneca, J&J, all of them. The Chinese ones also, and Russia. And the idea is supporting them to invest in Africa. And, you know, including in Nigeria, I just want to say that the president set up a task force headed by the Minister of Health to look at this issue of how we manufacture our own vaccines. The Deputy Secretary General, Mina Mohammed, is a member of that, so am I. So is Akin Adesina, Mohammed Pate, all of us from the diaspora, trying to see how we can help support the country to do better. So from a personal point of view, as well as a WTO point of view, these are some of the things we're doing. Let me just mention one last thing, and that is helping micro, medium, and small enterprises. The WTO is working with the International Trade Center, which is an offshoot, trying to work with women to help them upgrade the quality of their products so that they can enter the international market. And last time I was home, I met with a group of women from Oyo State who were doing shea butter, and they could not export their product to Europe or the US because it didn't meet the phytosanitary standards. The WTO and the ITC worked with them to upgrade the quality. NAFDAC approved it, and they've been able to export. So this is another area I want to help women and small enterprises.
Thank you very much. You know, I'm still coming to talk about women. We're moving to that. But I just want to ask you, going back to the issue of vaccines and all you're doing, and again, we commend you for all you're doing to get vaccines to Africa. But how optimistic are you that it won't just be paying lip service to ensuring that we get vaccines in Africa?
Well, you know, I'm working. You know, I'm quite worried. That is why we try to bring these CEOs. Now they have told us, they gave us all the numbers of how they're trying to increase production. The vaccine volume is actually increasing. In June, we had 1.1 billion doses more vaccines produced in the world, 45% greater than the amount in May. That's the good news. The bad news is that most of those doses stayed in the developed countries, and the vaccine inequity continues. And that is why we call them, and we are trying to work with them to change this story. Now, we understand COVID, where I was one of the founding members, is beginning to do better. It will be able to send more vaccines. It's already sent 136 million doses to developing countries, but it was supposed to have done about 500 million by now. So hopefully this will happen by this summer, July, August. So that will improve things a little. But what we are trying to do is say, look, let us not now be dependent on other people all the time. We cannot, as a continent, continue to import 99% of our vaccines and 90% of our pharmaceuticals. What we are now pushing is for us to develop that industry in Africa. And the AU, the African CDC, is working very hard. And in our own country, the Minister of Health, the CDC, they've all been working very hard to also see that we can attract some of these companies. We can even develop our own vaccines. 2 Nigerians in the diaspora I heard have developed vaccines which they're experimenting now. So that's the right direction.
So we worry, but we're also optimistic that it will happen. Okay, madam, let me ask you about something that is on the minds of every Nigerian in the diaspora. They want to vote. What's your opinion on diaspora voting? Do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, Nigerians in the diaspora must be allowed to vote. They are contributing a lot. If we are sending $20 billion plus into that economy as remittances every year, why can't we vote? Even if we're not sending anything, we are Nigerians. You know, the thing I love about Nigerians is that wherever they are, they're always thinking of home. Among Africans, we're exceptional in that. There's no Nigerian I know who doesn't send money home to someone in the village, no matter how high you are. So I'm sitting here, you know, you hear someone, oh, you know, we need to go to the hospital, we don't have enough money. We can't pay school fees. So they're doing all these things at home, setting up businesses. We should be able to vote. And we can do it easily through our embassies being empowered to do that.
Senator Oloriegbe is here. He's representing the Senate. Nigerians in diaspora deserve to vote. Can we have another applause for that? And all we're saying is just empower INEC to do it. It's not the National Assembly that will conduct it. Just empower INEC. Thank you very much for that, madam. Okay, again, I'll take you back before we round up. You talked about what the diaspora should be doing. What should we, as a government, do? We have a diaspora commission. We're 2 years old. We now have a diaspora policy. But what more should government do to get to the level of countries like India, Pakistan? When Ireland was in recession, 1,000 Irish saved that country from recession. What advice do you have for us as a government to do more for the diaspora?
Well, first of all, Honorable, let me congratulate you for what you're trying to do, lifting up this issue, and congratulate all the governments, starting from President Obasanjo all the way to President Jonathan, President Buhari. You know, the office has become stronger. But I think we could do more. You know, the other day I met with a group of young Nigerians here in Geneva. I was so proud of them. They are so talented. And they were asking, what can we do to give back? I have this talent I want to give back. I have that. They say, how can you connect us to someone, or how can you do this? Now, I had to tell them also in reality, because I've tried to do that with several diasporans who wanted to give back. In some cases, I've succeeded in being able to either get them working in government and giving back, or helping us, or in some other way. But in other cases, it hasn't worked. Sometimes when they get home, people will not even want to listen to them. They'll say, who are you? You've been sitting there in the US or UK enjoying yourself, and you want to come here and come and tell us what to do or how to do things. You know, and they don't always, you know how we are. They don't always get a friendly hearing. So I think one thing you could do is really establish a one-stop shop where diasporans who want to do something at home can come and get information and get linked up to someone who would help them validate what they are doing. If they want to help in government, some of them have talents that we need. Why is it that Nigerians are doing so well outside, giving their expertise in other countries? And here we have a country so large and we can't do that easily. Establish a one-stop shop so that they can come to that office and say, listen, I'm a young Nigerian with computer skills. Do you need me anywhere in government? Can you help me? I want to set up my own computer business, or I want to go to the village and do X. That's one thing I think we ought to try and do right away. Make a friendly place that Nigerians can come to.
Thank you very much. I'm sure, yeah. That is what Midcom is trying to do. In fact, today we're launching what we call the Home String Program for the second and third generation of young Nigerians who have been coming to us actually and say, what can we do? So we're launching that today, and we're going to count on your support. And those younger ones you saw in Geneva, please tell them to just see us. We're ready.
Okay. I'm very happy. I'll go back to them.
Get in touch with them and we will listen to them. in fact, we've been doing that, and we know we have to do a lot more. Thank you very much for that. Now, before we let you go, we have to talk about women. what? I mean, and I want to be as honest as we can. How easy is it being a woman in your position? Definitely, it's not a bed of roses, but can we share briefly part of your experiences, what it is like being at the very top?
Well, like you said, it's not easy. But I tell you what, I'm doing a job where my training and expertise is being put to use. And so for me, it's intellectually very challenging. There's a lot of politics in it too. When I was campaigning, it almost felt like you were running a political campaign at home. I learned a lot with all the intrigues and stabbing in the back and everything. Well, I've run a political campaign now. But the nice thing about this is an economic post. I mean, you need your training. And what I advise people, and I advise women, always go for something in which you either have a passion for and you have the training to do. Because at the end of the day, when you're running something, it's not about you being a woman. It's about the competence you bring to the job. It's very nice for people to say, oh, she's a woman, first African and first woman in the job. But if I go there as first woman, first African, I don't have the competence and what it takes. I will be letting women and Africans down. So the number one advice for women is make sure you have the competence to do what you need to do. At the end of the day, once you have the competence, people forget whether you're a woman or a man. They'll just say, this is somebody doing the job. I found the same as a finance minister, also the first female finance minister in the country, and the longest serving one, by the way, which is not an easy thing. At that time, to survive 7 years in Nigeria in two governments is not easy. But you know what I tell people, I remember at the time there was a lot of pressure for me to do social things, attend old girls meetings, please do that. And I didn't. I was very focused on the job because I felt like if this is the first woman that has had the door open under President Obasanjo and then President Jonathan, I have to focus on delivery. If I deliver well, then it will no longer be an issue for other women to be put in that job. Nobody will even think twice about it. Same with foreign affairs. I was the first woman. So showing competence. And can I tell you something? I'm so proud because after I was Minister of Finance, now there are many women who are going there. Nobody even comments again that there's a woman as finance minister. It has become normal. So that's what I'm aiming for here at the WTO. I want to deliver and do a good job. And sometimes I'm very focused. And people say you don't even take out time to socialize. It's not that I don't want to. It's to make sure we do a good job. So that's my advice to women. Second, enjoy it. Try to enjoy the job. Do something you're passionate about. I'm very passionate about what I'm doing because I think this will help my country, Nigeria, and will help African countries integrate better into the world market to their own benefit, to the benefit of our continent. And that drives me. And I like the fact that we're going to be able to do better.
Fantastic. I'm still on woman. I'm sure a lot of people ask you, how do you balance your career with your home? You got a successful home, you got great children, and you got a great career. I know it's challenging, but again, I'll ask you, how do you, in your way, balance both?
You know, when I thought if you ask me a question, I'm going to show you my latest book. It came out a few months ago. It's called Women and Leadership. I don't know if you can see it. Real lives, real lessons. And I wrote this book with the former Prime Minister of Australia, Julia Gillard, who is a friend of mine. And we did it because we tried to answer the question you just posed. What do women leaders do? We know what we did. What do the others do to balance life and home? So we interviewed 8 women leaders, from Hillary Clinton to Theresa May to Jacinda Ardern to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. We interviewed so many of them. And we found, I want to quote what Jacinda Ardern, who is not only a young female prime minister of New Zealand, she's the first one to have a baby while in office. Oh, she's the second one. The first was Benazir Bhutto. And we asked her, so how do you do this balance? You know what she said? She said, I don't balance anything, I just make it work. She said, there's no magic bullet. I just try to make things work. And she said, because I have a partner who is understanding and who is helpful, it works. So that's what I say. In my own life, I've had a very supportive spouse who took equal responsibility for trying to bring up his children as I did. A spouse who thought my career was as important as his. My husband is a neurosurgeon. You know, so he was also extremely busy. But somehow together we decided we'd make this partnership. The second thing we did, we brought up our children in a certain way. By the time they were 5 or 6, they knew to clean their own rooms and do their own laundry in the washing machine. At that time, we were in the US. By the time they were 12, 3 boys, and 1 girl, we taught every single one how to cook. So all my 3 sons know how to cook because they've learned that there's no woman in the future who's going to be cooking and cleaning for them. There must be an equal partner in their home. So all my sons now can cook, and they cook, they clean. They know that they have to be supportive to their spouses. So I'm trying to do the next generation that balance even before they get there.
Very much. That deserves another round of applause. Thank you. But I'll also ask you, you mentioned it, but seriously speaking, did you have, I don't want to say high blood pressure, were you worried at a time that, oh my God, America is against me, I may not get this job?
I was. Of course, I was absolutely shocked. When, after all that, this thing went on for 6 months, this campaign and the interview. And of course, it was a very nerve-wracking process. It's a big risk. I'm honored that the country nominated me, President Buhari, the chief of staff, they were all supportive. They nominated me for this, but it's an open competition with 8 other people. So if you fail in the eyes of the world. So it was really nerve-wracking. Then after all that competition against and winning and being at the top, then you had the US. So I was quite shocked. It was a very difficult time, let me put it that way. And, but I didn't give up hope. I felt we won this thing fair and square. Nigeria won. It wasn't just for me, it's for Nigeria. And somehow or the other, God is going to do it. And and you see, God did it. I believe so much in God. So I said, you brought me to do this competition. You will see us through. And by and large, when the Trump administration left, they were objecting for no reason that I could really make out. But it was a big shock. And it was not called for, I will put it that way. So when the Biden administration came, everybody was wondering, will they now change tack or won't they? And thank God they decided that, look, fair is fair, and the person winning should be given the post. And that's what happened.
Indeed. Indeed, fair is fair. So on a very fair note, before we let you go, Madam Ngozi, what message do you have for thousands of Nigerians in the diaspora listening to you, and also particularly the younger ones that are also listening to you today as we mark our annual Diaspora Day? Your final message.
My final message is I am so proud of Nigerians in the diaspora. Really, I mean it from the bottom of my heart, because they are struggle. They struggle. It's not always easy in any country they are in. They work so hard. Now, what I want to tell them, especially the young ones, remember that you are Nigeria. Each action you do, other Nigerians will be judged by it. So those who are tempted to do the wrong thing, please don't. Because once you do it, they'll say, Nigerians, that's how they are. And they will tag the country in that way. I want you all to keep doing the right thing. I would say 99% of Nigerians in the diaspora are the best. They are working so, in the US, we have the highest number of doctors, with the highest level of training in North America. So keep doing the right thing. Don't be tempted to do wrong things, because all of us will be judged by that. And always think of home. There's nowhere like home. I love home. Sometimes I wonder why. Given all the problems, but I love Nigeria. I hope you continue to love Nigeria and to hold Nigeria very high in the esteem of everybody. That's what I have to say.
And to have a one strong, united Nigeria.
Yes. Yes.
Well, on that note, on behalf of thousands of Nigerians in the diaspora listening to you and those in this hall, I want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for making this a memorable Diaspora Day. And we look forward to seeing you in Geneva and also visit you as a diasporan. Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Madam Okonjo Iweala.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you for what you're doing. Take care. Bye-bye.
The strength of a woman is as strong as an iron. Thank God, say me I be woman. I not talk say me I no good though, but no, this is proud. Okay, I'm proudly Nigerian, number one. Proudly woman. That's right. That's thank you. Thank you. How many of us noticed they were both on purple color? Did you notice that? It's like the color for great women is purple. Please, next time, watch me. I'm the next and I will be in purple. Because I just look at it and say, wow, they were both in purple as if they planned it. That was excellent, very interactive session. We really thank you, our very own Honorable Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Okonjo, Ngozi Okonjo Iweala. Thank you very much, ma'am. We appreciate. Next in line, we're going to go to the chairman of House Committee on Diaspora Affairs, in person of Honorable Tolulope Akande Shadipe, for a goodwill message. Honorable Shadipe, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Great. Good afternoon, everybody. At this point, can I be allowed to stand on existing protocols, please? Basically, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to be a part of the 2021 National Diaspora Day celebration. I wish I could have been in Abuja today, but unfortunately, I'm at my constituency. And I am indeed honored that I've been asked to present a goodwill message. But before I proceed, I would like to commend Nigerians in Diaspora Commission under the able leadership of my sister, Honorable Abike Dabiri-Erewa. I would also like to commend the Nigerian in Diaspora organizations and the Directorate of Technical Cooperation in Africa, and indeed all individuals and organizations who are going to make today a special day by making today possible. National Diaspora Day is a day of great importance because it's a day to acknowledge Nigerians living in the diaspora, contributing to Nigeria, and giving Nigeria a good face out there in the world. It's already been established that Nigerians have a significant population out there in the world, across the world, as far off as Australia, as so close as the Republic of Benin. Anybody outside the shores of this country is a Nigerian in diaspora. And I must really appreciate them for putting Nigeria on the map. We have been known to be one of the highly educated and skilled labor across the world. We occupy important positions of authority in different organizations around the world. And as we all know, most recently, a Nigerian British, Professor Dakwa Konde, was nominated for a role in the International Law Commission, bringing kudos to his Nigerian roots, selling the true narrative of Nigerians out there.
It has also already been established that our diasporas bring in billions of dollars in remittances into Nigeria, which contributes significantly to the nation's GDP. Many of our diaspora have been contributing to national development in areas of trade, investment, entrepreneurship, job creation, apart from social, economic empowerment of their families and friends. These and more are the reasons why our diasporans need to be celebrated. The theme for this year's Diaspora Day is captioned Diaspora Integration for Peace and National Development. And I think this theme could not be more apt, taking into consideration the current developmental and security challenges that our country is facing today. Restoring Nigeria's ailing economy will require a multifaceted approach that should involve all well-meaning Nigerians, both home and abroad. And a critical component of this approach should be our diaspora, who are known to possess the resources, the skills, and the funds that will help to revive our ailing economy and restore security in our land. However, we must also understand that for effective engagement of the diaspora for national development, there must be first and foremost trust. Currently, there exists a trust deficit, which must be reduced before we can make meaningful headway. How do we build this trust? How do we get diasporans to believe more in Nigeria and to believe and trust that Nigeria will do right by them? We need to entrench good governance and obey the rule of law. We need to listen to each other to understand what the diaspora has to offer and what he is willing to offer and what he expects in return for his sacrifices. Our diasporans are very hardworking out there. And if they're going to support their home country, they have to know that their home country will not let them down. We need to develop outreach campaigns that will propagate positive news about Nigeria rather than the negative news that seems to be more in circulation. No country is without its problems. Every country across the world has its pros and its cons. But as Nigerians, whether at home and abroad, regardless of the pros or the cons, we must be committed to our home nation. Therefore, Nigeria, as a country, we must give our diaspora a sense of belonging and open up spaces for them to participate in governance, such as the right to vote. I am proud to say that at the National Assembly, House of Rep, we are vigorously pursuing this objective through constitution amendment. I and some of my colleagues moved this motion, and we have followed through with this motion to ensure that we try and use that as a means to build trust with Nigerians in diaspora. Because if you can participate on who will govern you, then you will be willing to give all that you have to that nation where you have a say. We also need to create links between diasporans and government at local levels in order to mobilize the diaspora for development at the grassroots. And in that regard, I would once again like to commend the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission for getting the states to set up state diaspora offices and the appointment of state diaspora focal point officers that will coordinate and mobilize interactions with indigenous diasporans for development in the individual states. It is my hope and my prayer that at the end of this year's celebration of our diasporas, we would have further strengthened engagements with our diaspora communities for enhanced national development. Let me once again assure you that the House of Representatives Committee on Diaspora is always available to provide all the needed support to ensure effective engagement at various levels, as well as eliminate bottlenecks that may hamper the realization of effective diaspora integration for peace and national development. Greetings from the Speaker, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, members of the Diaspora Committee, and the members of the House of Representatives of the Ninth Assembly. Once again, I would like to express my gratitude for the opportunity to present a goodwill message. But before I go, I must touch on something that Dr. Ngozi Okonjo mentioned, the supportive spouse. It is indeed very important to have a supportive spouse. And in my teachings and mentoring. I tell young ladies in Nigeria, I coined something and I call it the day soup man. And I tell young ladies, do not, if you want to shatter the glass ceiling, do not marry a day soup man. And then people burst into laughter and are like, here you go again. Now, what is a day soup man? The day soup man is that man who wants to eat fresh soup every day. Not only does he want it to be served every day, but he wants you, his spouse, to cook it. When you are dating, you already know who a day soup man is. And then at the same time, you say you want to crash the glass ceiling. The two cannot be achieved together. So if you want to crash the glass ceiling, like Dr. Okonjo Iweala has done, like many women have done, then you can be married, but not a day soup man. Thank you very much again for listening to me. I thank you for your audience. And I pray that this celebration, the National Diaspora Day, will bring good luck to those of us back home and to those in diaspora. Thank you. And God bless Nigeria.
A resounding applause to our most very, very personal person and always with us. Anytime we're on, she's always on Zoom, either in Ibadan, anywhere to liaise with us. So that was the Chairman House Committee on Diaspora Affairs, Honorable Tolulope Akonde Shadipe. We will be calling on the National Council for Arts and Culture to get set, but we're asking them to get set because it will take them like 5 to 10 minutes to prepare. While they are preparing, we now call the Deputy Chairman, Senate Committee on Diaspora Matters, Civil Societies, and NGOs, Senator Dr. Ibrahim Yahya Oloregbe, to the top table. He's always with us. Anytime we call on him, anytime we beckon on him, he's always there with us. Another round of applause to our distinguished senator. Very, very committed to NIDCOM matters. Welcome, sir.
The Honorable Minister, Chairman of NIDCOM, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we say in Nigeria, I stand on all existing and established protocol. Let me start by thanking NIDCOM and indeed the Nigerian diaspora for yet inviting me for this year's celebrations. I was here about the same time last year, I think in this same hotel, which we held upstairs then. It's my great pleasure to be among you at this auspicious time of the celebration of the 2021 National Diaspora Day. This indeed is a day set aside by the federal government of Nigeria to celebrate our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. The theme of this year's celebration, Diaspora Integration for National Peace and Development, is a reflection of how intentional the federal government of Nigeria, through NIDCOM, is towards its diasporans. This is premised that development of Nigeria and its national peace require the support and participation of all Nigerians, either we are at home or we are abroad, just like it was stated by all the previous speakers. Simply put, at the heart of the peace and development of Nigeria lies the enormous contributions of Nigerians in diaspora. A selfless, organized, and patriotic group of people continue to play a major role in the polity of our nation. Nigeria will continue to engage with its diaspora through the one-stop agency for all diaspora issues, that is the Nigerian Diaspora Commission. It is also worth to note that as part of the engagement mechanism, the National Diaspora Policy 2021 has been approved and adopted by the Federal Executive Council, and Nigeria is already implementing in earnest this strategic plan of the Nigerian diaspora policy. In view of this, let me reiterate the commitment of the Senate and indeed National Assembly in supporting NIDCOM and its program in the course of the implementation of the NDP 2021 and its strategic plan. Furthermore, I'm sure you are all aware the start of the constitutional review, and let me just pause here to say that in the bill on diaspora voting is yet to be completed. We are meeting again next week. We had a series of meetings before we went on break, and the Senate Committee on Constitutional Review, which I'm a member, is reconvening next week. But I want to assure us that the bill will scale through, at least from the National Assembly perspective. But to emphasize again, because we are strongly supporting it, I'm a member of that committee and I'm a strong advocate for that bill. However, I want to call on all of us here and diasporas that understanding our constitutional process, the National Assembly will pass that bill, but for an amendment to the Constitution to scale through, it requires 2/3 of the state assemblies of the country. And that is where we normally have some bodies. So hence, diasporans are from every state of the country. They should make effort to be able to advocate. As we say in democracy, it's all about advocacy. So that what I'm trying to say is that it's not just National Assembly, because you may hear that it has scaled through National Assembly, but what will come back for us to pass may not scale through if we don't have 2/3 of the state. But I'm pleased that NIDCOM now has offices in several states, and they'll be able to use that to be able to get our state counterpart, that's the House of Assemblies in the state, to support that effort. Also, let me also use once again to congratulate and celebrate the outstanding achievement, resilience, and positive impact Nigerians to make all around the world. Dr. Ngozi and Iweala has just emphasized several of what that has meant. You have indeed flown our banner very high in your respective host countries. Our groundbreaking surgeons, cutting-edge technologies and scientists, astute businessmen and women, etc. You have all done well, and we are proud of all of you as you represent the best of our country. Before I conclude, I also intend to make a comment on the question of vaccine production, which Dr. Ngozi said. I happen to wear another cap as the chairman of the Senate Committee on Health. I'm very much familiar with that issue. In fact, indeed, 2 weeks ago, myself and Honorable Minister of Health had a special meeting on that issue. I want to assure us that as National Assembly, we have done and provided all the necessary support for that to become a reality. In the COVID-19 budget, we had provided in the past, in 2020 budget, 10 billion naira for local production of vaccine. Now, that money was provided because we wanted local production. Hence, Nigeria was actually prepared for the initiative that our diasporas, as reiterated by Dr. Ngozi, that is consisting of Dr. Pate, Dr. Akinwumi, as well as Dr. Amina Mohammed, put it together. We are in competition as Nigerians with South Africa, with Rwanda, but I want to assure us that we're on top of it, and we already have a mechanism which was put in place before. That is the bio-vaccine mechanism. And what we have put up now is that particular money now become a seed money, together with the previous investment that the federal government has made towards local production of vaccine. In the very near future, Nigeria not 19 vaccines, but other vaccines. Sorry. And this indeed is what I also look forward to. And that particularly shows what our diasporans are doing. Because just as I reiterated, we could all see that the Nigerians in diaspora that are putting that effort for us to be able to achieve that very essential and necessary life-saving measure. Thank you for your consistency in promoting development and enhancing the uplifting of the nation and its citizens, despite the challenges the COVID-19 pandemic has posed. We therefore celebrate you on the occasion of the National Diaspora Day. God bless you all, and I wish us all a fruitful National Diaspora Day celebration. Thank you.
much.
On behalf of the board, management, and staff of
Deputy Chairman Senate Committee, Senator Dr. Ibrahim Yaya Oloriegbe. Thank you very much for that good message. I want to quickly recognize these people. One of NAPAC. Can you please give him a round of applause? Also, Dr. Nicholas Igwe, that's the National Coordinator, Organized Private Sector in Water, Sanitary and Hygiene, OPS WASH. Can we please give me a round of applause? Also, we have able representatives from Ghana, all the way from Accra, Ghana. Please give them a round of applause. And we also have GIZ, Dr. Austin Ezejiofo, PhD. Can we give him a round of applause, please? We have Chief Callistus Eloziewa, the BOT chairman, Ghana, Nido, Ghana. Please give him a round of applause. Engineer Boniface Nwa, that's the treasurer for Ghana Nido, and also Mr. Kingsley Ewato, that is the current chairman of Nido, Ghana. Please give them a round of applause. It will interest you that Omonaija is a custodian of culture and tradition in Ghana. That's why she's called Yeyasha. And as such, it is my pleasure to invite the arts and culture for the arts and culture while they are setting up their things. We will be seeing the video of our sponsors.
On behalf of the board, management, and staff of EcoBank Nigeria, I'm pleased to congratulate the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, and indeed all Nigerians in diaspora on this National Diaspora Day celebration in Nigeria. We do know that Nigerians in the diaspora play a significant role in nation building and the economic development of our great nation. It is with this in mind that EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, is pleased to partner with the NIDCOM, ably led by Honorable Abike Dabiri-Erewa, in organizing various webinars, the quarterly Diaspora Lecture Series, to create a platform where Nigerians in diaspora are able to communicate with Nigerians here in the country and also participate in various programs to promote the economy of the country through various opportunities, remittances back home, engaging in investing in the real estate industry in Nigeria, supporting MSMEs in Nigeria in various ways, in the creative industry, in the agri segment, in the educational segment, in the manufacturing segment. All these areas are areas where EcoBank is pleased to collaborate with Nigerians in the diaspora. And our world-class award-winning remittance platform, Rapid Transfer, is always available for your use to remit money home safely, conveniently, and in an affordable manner. Once again, on behalf of all of us at EcoBank, we congratulate our country, Nigeria, and felicitate with all Nigerians in the diaspora on this great occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Culture. The most intriguing thing is that these games are done between the women. It's women. No male or women that did the drums. That is very special from arts and culture. Thank you, Big Sam, the shortest man. That was a good one. Thank you, the coordinator. That was a good spice for the program. I want to take this opportunity to recognize and acknowledge the presence of the Director General, Directorate of Technical Cooperation in Africa, Ambassador Rabiu Dagari, MNI. Sir, you're welcome. Is the DG here? Okay. I also take the opportunity to acknowledge the hard-working LLC, chaired by Engineer Dr. Sule Yakubu, who is incidentally the Secretary to NICOM as Chairman of the LLC. Sir, kudos to you. You're welcome. Also, the co-chair, Dr. Abdullahi Dada, also representing Naido Americas. And we have Naido Americas, 2 members in the LLC, Barrister Chris, our Naido Americas. We greet you. You're welcome. And thank you for the good job. And other members of the LLC that are present. Next item on our program is presentation of the National Diaspora Policy by the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of NICOM, Honorable Abike Dabri Erewa. He will be supported by Chief of Mission, International Organization for Migration, IM, Frank Celestin, and European Union Head of Delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Ambassador Ketel Karlsgren. So you take it to the center so that they'll be behind it and it will be presented. Help him out there with that. So that will be presented. I also invite the Secretary of the Commission to join the official presentation of the National Diaspora Policy. Okay, we also have a very good friend, a very distinguished diasporan, Honorable Dr. John Abraham Gosson and his wife, Laura Marian Gosson, are all here. First Black senator in Poland. You can join all state here. If you can join us here to present the national diaspora policy. Doctor, yeah, I'm coming.
The chairman of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, Senator, the deputy chairman of the Diaspora Committee on Diaspora Matters, distinguished guests, it is indeed my pleasure to present to you today the Nigerian National Diaspora Policy. This is indeed the fruit of the very hard work and determination of my sister, the chairman, to bring this forward. IOM, as the UN Migration Agency, has been working with diaspora organization and government because we recognize the importance of the diaspora to their countries, to the development of these countries, but focusing specifically on the theme of this year, the peace, because the diaspora can create the space for dialogue that brings peace and communities. So this framework, this policy presents a framework within which the Nigerian government can operate as it reinforces its policies towards its citizens abroad. The Honorable Minister mentioned the importance of the Nigerian diaspora in terms of the amount of remittances they send back to the country. That was $21 billion in 2019. Despite the effect of COVID-19, what Nigerians sent in 2020 far outweighs the foreign direct investment. So this policy suggests that Nigeria takes this very, very seriously. And as the deputy chairman presented today, the bill to allow Nigerians to vote in the diaspora will further strengthen Nigerians' links and ties to this country. So I am delighted to join my sister, the indomitable chairman, to present to you the policy today.
Thank you very much. At this point, I would like to recognize the state diaspora focal point officers that are present here, Enugu, Osun, and FCT. You are very welcome. We will be calling you forward later for your presentations. Now we'll be having a goodwill message by the ED International Center for Migration Policy Development West Africa in person of Dr. Mojisola Shodente. Doctor, we're happy to have you.
Thank you. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to rest on the existing protocol already established by those that are more articulate than I am. Let me begin by expressing my profound gratitude to Honorable Abike Dabiri-Erewa the chairperson and chief executive of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, for her continued foresight in providing such inspiring leadership, which has successfully transformed and deepened the relationship between Nigeria and the diaspora community. On this occasion of the 2021 National Diaspora Day, the International Center for Migration Policy Development, that I have the privilege of leading in Nigeria, wishes to congratulate the Commission for all its accomplishments and to acknowledge the efforts made through advocacy for policy for possible diaspora voting. We wish to encourage all stakeholders and to lend our voice to the efforts being made and championed by Honorable Abike Dabiri and Honorable Tolulope Akonde Shadipe for the realization of this vision. We recognize the role of the Commission in the evacuation of Nigerians from around the world in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. We recognize NIDCOM's response in defense of Nigerians in South Africa who had come under xenophobic attacks. Since the establishment of the Commission, state diaspora desks have been established and focal points appointed. In parallel, all these laudable achievements, NIDCOM had become a cheerleader in the achievements of all Nigerians in diaspora. My organization, ICMPD, and NIDCOM have collaborated in areas of capacity building and are in the process of developing new programs to further promote Nigerians in diaspora engagement. I assure you of ICMPD's continued support. I wish NIDCOM more success and happy Diaspora Day.
Thank you very much, Doctor. At this stage, I will be calling to the podium for the presentation on the National Diaspora Merit Award by NIDCOM, and our very own Excellency, beautiful Madam Barrister Abibat Eluame will be handling that. Madam Eluame.
As she walks to the podium, and acknowledged the Director General of Directorate of Technical Cooperation in Africa, our worthy partner, very good man who has given us almost 100 of his staff to work as far as this Diaspora Day celebration is concerned. A very big thank you to Ambassador Rabiu Dagari, MNI. Thank you, sir. Barrister.
Good afternoon, my chairman, CEO, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, our international partners, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to present the National Diaspora Merit Award, the criteria that they've been long awaiting by the media. So it's here now. So I'll start. The introduction, the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, was established for the purpose of encouraging the contribution and engagement of the Nigerians in diaspora towards the development of Nigeria. The Nigerians in diaspora are doing great things wherever they are and at home. This must not go unnoticed. So the Commission has come up with the National Diaspora Merit Award to recognize and appreciate the efforts of the Nigerians in the diaspora in national development so as to inspire others. This is pursuant to the provisions of paragraph 2.3.24 of the National Diaspora Policy titled Recognition and National Award as adopted and approved by the Federal Executive Council on the 28th April 2021, which has just been unveiled to all of us. These success stories of the diaspora must be told and celebrated. The National Diaspora Merit Award ceremony is scheduled to take place next year, 2022. What are the objectives of the National Diaspora Merit Award? These objectives are: 1, to recognize and celebrate the Nigerians in diaspora who have contributed and who made contributions and impact the development of Nigeria. 2, to project them as diaspora champions and role models for others to emulate. 3, to change the narratives of the image of Nigeria and Nigerians in the diaspora. 4, to establish skill sets of the Nigerians in the diaspora who are active in different sectors of the Nigerian economy. The sectors of the award. The categories of the National Diaspora Merit Award include those who have excelled or contributed in the following development areas and others: agriculture, information communication technology, science, technology and innovation, water resources, finance and economics, youth and sports, oil and gas and energy, education, entertainment, arts and tourism, hotel and catering management, housing and real estate, transportation, fashion and aesthetics. Philanthropy, it's not left out, leadership, development, and many others. What are the eligible criteria? The National Diaspora Merit Award is open to all Nigerians in the diaspora who have traceable and trackable records proving continuous and consistent impact in development of Nigeria for at least 5 years in service to national development. These efforts could be in form of skills, technology transfer, cash, and kind donations, philanthropic works, etc., all aimed at development. This contribution by diaspora groups or diaspora individuals who must be of good character would be recognized. What are the modalities? A committee has been set up and is calling for nominations of candidates to screen, to select, and recommend to NITCOM management for recognition. The following are to be considered. 1, nominees must be Nigerians living in the diaspora. 2, nominees must be of good character. 3, projects and programs must be traceable and trackable. 4, contributions of the nominees must be consistent over 5 years. The nomination process. Submission of qualified candidates should be done at the site for this nomination, and is nitcom.gov.ng/nomination. So the nominations will be done there and uploaded there. The call for nominations starts today, the 25th of July, 2021. The essence of this is to celebrate Nigerians in the diaspora. The closing date for submission of candidate is 25th of October 2021. That is 3 months period for nomination, submission of nomination. The National Diaspora Merit Award Committee will collect and submit nominees after closure of the portal on the 25th of October. So that portal will be open today and will be given 3 months of grace for the submissions of the nominees. The committee will do the screening of nominees and selection of the awardees within the time frame of 3 months, 25th October 2021 to 25th January 2022. Thereafter, it will submit its recommendation to the management of NIDCOM for final confirmation and approval in January 2022. The award ceremony. The first National Diaspora Merit Award ceremony will be conferred to the awardees next year, 2022. It will consist of a certificate of merit and a plaque, which should be collected in person at an award dinner. The National Diaspora Merit Award will be an annual event to celebrate and honor our Nigerians in the diaspora. Thank you very much.
Thank you, the technical assistant to the chairman, for that eligibility criteria for Diaspora Merit Award. So get prepared for next year. We now call our Ravi Sax to give us a tune. After that tune, we do sponsors. After sponsors, we'll link up with the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Dr. Amina Mohammed, will come on board. That's the sequence. Thank you. Ravi Sax, are you ready?
We're going to do this fully after the program. So when the program is over, it's not over until it's over. So we're going to be to the dance floor. Move on to the next item on the program. We'll be having a goodwill message from our sponsors, Zenith and GIZ. A goodwill message from our sponsors, Zenith Bank and GIZ. After that, we'll be having a solidarity message from
enable Nigerians in diaspora take advantage of investment opportunities back home and perform financial transactions safely and conveniently from anywhere in the world. The features include seamless account opening process, competitive interest payments on domiciliary account deposits, mortgages, Naira and foreign currency debits, credits and prepaid cards, virtual cards, and lots more. For further inquiries, kindly visit www.zenithbank.com/diaspora banking or email diaspora banking group at zenithbank.com.
GIZ.
Good day from Abuja, Nigeria. My name is Austin Obina Ezejofo, PhD. I'm the team leader for the GIZ program Migration and Diaspora in Nigeria. The PMD has the sole objective of supporting relevant stakeholders to achieve their development goals here in Nigeria by harnessing the positive effects of regular migration and diaspora engagement. This program is commissioned by the German government through the Federal Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development. PMD is interested in how those of you in the diaspora in Germany can contribute to development in Nigeria. There are ways you can do this. First, through the returning expert support. You want to return to Nigeria on a more permanent basis? Contact us, because we have loads of support for you. We place you in workplaces here in Nigeria. You receive top-up salaries. Your employer receives workplace equipment grants. You receive grants for career development. This is one way we can support you. Are you busy in Germany, but you are interested in development in Nigeria? You can come for a short engagement, short-term mission. Minimum of 3 weeks, maximum of 6 months. We support in placing you in host institutions, or if you have your own host institutions, that is great. We cover your travel expenses and give you daily allowances for your living expenses. Are you interested in setting up your own business in Nigeria? We have a support business ideas for development, which is there to lead you through the entire process of developing your business ideas, connecting you to relevant consultants and stakeholders in the ecosystem in Nigeria to make sure that that beautiful business address you have is established here in Nigeria. Those of you who also want to organize yourselves as associations in Germany, we also have a huge grant that we give to such associations. As long as the majority of your members have migration backgrounds, we support you to implement small-scale projects in Nigeria that are focused on development, maybe cutting across any of the sustainable development goals, the SDGs. Just choose any of them, and then we are happy to work with you. The essence of this reach out is to encourage you, those of you in the diaspora in Germany, to contact us and discuss on ways you can partner with us to achieve your long-term dream of contributing to sustainable development in Nigeria. Our contact details are shown, like as you see. Feel free to contact any of us, write us emails, call us on the phone, or write us on WhatsApp. We'll be very happy to reply and to seek and explore possibilities for partnership. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, GIZ. And now we've come to the next item on the program, a solidarity message from Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations in person of Dr. Amina Mohammed. Dr. Amina Mohammed.
Yes.
Excellencies, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, the large Nigerian diaspora, particularly its young people, has a pivotal role to play in advancing peace and development. With their experience, networks, and resources, they can counter stereotypes and project an accurate narrative on Africa that brings out the richness and the talent of our countries. The diaspora community is well placed to tackle misinformation, raise awareness of human rights, build partnerships, and mobilize political will and investments. The human, financial, and social capital that young Nigerians acquire abroad often enables them to become entrepreneurs, set up new businesses, and create new market opportunities at home. Furthermore, the remittances from the diaspora community are an important source of income to many families and local communities in Nigeria. Remittances play a pivotal role in reducing poverty and financing investments in health, housing, education, especially that of girls, and of small businesses and development. Sadly, the COVID-19 pandemic has dramatically reduced this critical contribution. According to the World Bank, remittances have slowed by almost 30%. As we respond to the pandemic, migrants in the diaspora will be crucial to the recovery. The 2030 Agenda presents a blueprint for sustainable recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic and for achieving a better world. Within host countries, fostering the financial inclusion of migrants and their families will be critical. Remittances can support the investment into the Sustainable Development Goals in ways that build resilience to counter future shocks and crises and support action to protect the environment and combat climate change. However, More must be done to reduce the costs of transferring remittances. Today, the global average cost of sending $200 is 6.5%. Sub-Saharan Africa continues to have the highest average cost at a whopping 8.2%. The 2030 Agenda, in its target 10.c, committed to reduce to less than 3% the transaction costs of migrants' remittances and eliminate remittance corridors with costs higher than 5% by 2030. Looking ahead, policies must leverage and recognize the diaspora for all that it is, a transnational force for peaceful and sustainable development to help meet the SDGs by 2030. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development recognizes that migrants are important agents of change and transformation, and that migration is a cross-cutting issue with important linkages to all the Sustainable Development Goals. For this reason, empowering migrants and their families is critical for the sustainable development of all countries, be they countries of origin, transit, or destination. Thank you.
Another round of applause to the Deputy Secretary General, United Nations, Dr. Amina Mohammed, doing us proud. Now, theme discussion: Diaspora integration for national peace and development. We have a huge panel of discussants. Nigerians in diaspora associations. First, I will come up on stage is Nigerians in Diaspora Organization, NIDO Worldwide, Dr. Bashir Obasekola in Moscow, Russia. If you're on, waiting for you to roll. Okay, I'll do a roll call for all of you. Whoever is ready comes on board. I've mentioned NIDO Worldwide, Dr. Bashir Obasekola, all the way in Moscow, Russia. If you are on, you come on board, let us see you on. We also have Nigerians in Diaspora Organization, NIDO UK South, Barrister Chubozo Ubochi. If you're here, you stand by. We have Nigerian American Public Affairs Committee, NAPAC, Mr. Shegun Adeyino. You're around, we'll call you on board, you give us your goodwill message on the theme. We also have Nigerian and Canadian Business Network, NCBN, Mr. Wale Adesoya, right? Also have Nigerians in Diaspora Alumni Network, NIDAN, by Professor Mani Anebonam. Also with him is Professor Lawal Marafa, Director Postgraduate Program in Sustainable Tourism, the Chinese University of Hong Kong. Is also there to talk with us. After that, we have presentation by Nigerians in Diaspora, Asia through Middle East by Dr. Abbas El Guja from Saudi Arabia. That is the size of that. Okay, first to start the shooting is our friend from UK South, Barrister Chubozo, but you are welcome, sir. You have 3 minutes each to deliver your message.
Thank you very much. I'll stand on the existing protocol. The idea I thought was going to be a panel of discussants where we all discuss the theme, diaspora integration and national peace and development. On that basis, I don't know, we don't have any chair, but do we nominate a chair amongst us to lead the discussion? Let me hear from Dr. Bashir to say you are hearing us and you are live. Dr. Bashir is not live. Mr. Shegun, are you with us? Are you hearing us? Okay, we are here. Then come and start by me. Then that would make sense because we'll give a bit of social distancing. Kanu Chair Ayo Akinfe, can you hear us?
I can hear you clearly, Chibuzo. Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Wale Adesanya, can you hear us?
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
Can you hear me clearly?
Thank you. Professor Mani Nidan, a good friend of Nido. Can you hear us? 2 absent. Professor Lawal Marafa, can you hear us?
This is his son, Mubarak Marafa speaking. I think you've invited me onto the panel instead of my father. So maybe the mistake can be corrected. He could be invited. He's attending right now, but maybe we can get him invited on as a panelist as well.
Okay, that's fine. Dr. Okonjo.
Yes, I'm here. Thanks for the invitation. Yeah.
Can you hear me? This is
loud and clear.
Good.
I think, do you want to start with the topic or the team so that we can take it around and see how it goes?
Okay.
Maybe you're the closest to me, so.
I'm the closest to you. Well, first of all protocols observed. This is a very important topic for our community in the diaspora and at home. Integration for National Peace and Development. I am the Executive Director for NAPAC, the Nigerian American Public Affairs Committee, USA. And this is a topic of concern for us, just like all Nigerian platforms across the world. One of the things that we do so well is we engage our legislators in the community in the United States of America on issues that matter to us. And one of the issues recently as it relates to security issues in Nigeria, we took the conversation not just in-house amongst ourselves as a community, but we reached out to the U.S. the U.S. State Department and had a listening conversation with our community. And we had some real conversation where the State Department did get some information, hearing another view outside of just the government's view, and was able to enable the conversation that they have with our democratic elected government. And this is important because too often as Nigerians, we have conversations with ourselves, but we need to go to the right places where our conversations will matter. And this is a step that NAPAC USA took. So I'll hand it over to the next panelist to go ahead and contribute on that line.
Thank you very much. Dr. Bashir, you are welcome. Can you, an opening on this topic?
Thank you so much. Live now. I've been on, but I'm not back in the program. Thank you so much.
Okay. Can we hear from Mr. Shegun Ade? Okay, sorry, I keep going on. Mr. Ayo Akinfe.
Really keen on this because we are one of the major contributors to diaspora remittances. And a lot of our people are particularly keen, a lot of UK diasporans are keen to invest in Nigeria, in businesses, in startups, because a lot of them are looking to relocate. But one big problem we have is security investments. Investment of security is key, which is why peace is something we have to work towards because it is without it, you cannot have any economic growth. So as the debate goes on, I will feed you with some of the things many of our members are doing and investing and looking to invest. And they've asked us as Kanu to try and guarantee the security of the investments. So it's something I would like us to really look at. How can we woo diasporans by guaranteeing the security of their investment?
Thank you very much. King Wale, can we hear your opening on this topic?
Well, thank you very much for inviting us. Here in Canada, at the Nigerian and Canadian Business Network, our focus is basically on partnering with our Canadian counterpart to establish businesses in Nigeria. And we've been doing that for a number of years, and we hope to continue to do that. At the same time, we want to encourage everybody to heed what the DG for World Trade Organization said, that we are all ambassadors of Nigeria. So we definitely need to basically watch what we say about Nigeria, because it does affect business. So we're going to expand on that, as we go along. So I'm happy to be here.
Thank you very much. Next on the list should be Dr. Okunnisiri. Can we hear you? Your opening, please.
Thank you very much. So greetings to everyone on the panel and to all other members on this forum. Greetings from the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas. It's quite an excitement for me on behalf of our organization to see that this day is being celebrated. So I want to thank Honorable Abike for this. And again, the topic for discussion, it's really dear to everyone's heart, as you can hear from the panelists right now, that without peace and integration, development is not going to happen. For us as physicians and dentists in America, we are very much passionate. We all want to improve the healthcare system in Nigeria. We want to be part of the solution. And we can only be part of the solution when we have peace, we have security. We engage in medical missions every year. And one of the things our members talk about when we recruit volunteers, pretty much about security, 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 security. And we're also very much on the path of investing. We have colleagues, we have members building hospitals or clinics all around the country. So this is an interesting topic, and I'm open to hearing what we all have to share with each and every one of us and see how we can provide solutions, not talking about the problems only, but talking about solutions as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Professor Lawal,
Yeah, thank you so much.
Professor Lawal, first, please.
Well, I'm speaking on behalf of Nigerians in diaspora worldwide. Just a minute off the. Yes, sorry for that. Nigerians in diaspora consisting of the continents of Europe, America, Africa, Asia, and Oceania. On behalf of all of them, I'm happy to be here as the coordinating chair of NIDO Worldwide. Of course, the topic is interesting, and of course, everybody's lived on this situation of security. And without peace, of course, we have mentioned that no progress will come. And as a result of that, we even recently had a conference, worldwide conference on security. And it is for the purpose of, finding solutions, just like one of my colleagues said. So I'm happy to be here to also, state some of those findings and recommendations that NIDO Worldwide has, provided, from that conference of experts from diaspora, which we had recently. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And finally, Professor Law.
Yes, good afternoon to everyone, and I will echo all others, points of view. I want to say sincerely thank you to the NICOM for organizing this, and specifically also to the Honorable Chairman, Honorable Abike Dabiri, for pushing us in a very, polite way to be here. The topic today, which is basically integration, for peace and national development, I think it's really something that, is right on the table. And I pick on specifically on youth involvement, particularly as we are having close to 45% of Nigerians, basically at the age of youth, if you look at what the United Nations is talking about. So for us to move forward, I think there are specific points that we will be able to raise, which individually as diasporans we are basically doing. And I think collectively, with also the help of counterpart support from home, we might be able to do to basically make an impact in terms of peace and national development. So I will stop here and then I will wait for my turn to speak again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm mindful of the time. What we'll do now, we'll have 2 minutes each. That will give.
Will you mind if I may just come in? I'm Dr. Abba El-Guja from Saudi Arabia. I'm speaking for the Middle East and Asia chapter of the NIDO organization in the Middle East and Asia. So I'm glad to be here. As the previous speakers have spoken, the theme is not only timely, it is really an important theme, and we need to discuss and share information as to how we can integrate NIDO worldwide for national development and peace. It's my pleasure to be with you all here. Again, I am Dr. Abba El-Guja from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Thank you.
Our apologies, Dr. Abbas. You didn't appear on our screen, but thanks for that. So we'll now reduce the time to 1 minute, 30 seconds. Let's remind ourselves the theme for discussion is diaspora integration for national peace and development. My take on it was to focus on the 2 main topics that were interesting to NIDO UK South. Voting for the diasporans and electricity advocacy. Those are the 2 main things we came home to do. If we achieve this, that would be fine for us. But with the topic, diaspora integration for national peace and development, I'll go back to you as you are the first to start. Let's take our solutions to it.
All right. So I represent the Nigerian American Public Affairs Committee, USA. My president, Dr. Nelson Aluya, along with our leadership, we actually are in the process of working with NIDCOM based off of trying to get an MOU on some programs that we do have already in progress. One came about due to COVID-19. We have a food insecurity program, which is headed by a foundation chaired by Mr. Tai Doherty. And that food security program is in partnership with Sweet Sensation and United Way Nigeria. And since last January, we've fed over 25,000 Nigerians and money donated by Nigerians in diaspora. And our goal is to feed 600,000 Nigerians to continue that program where we reach out to those who have challenges with food security. I think that's an important area where we hit our community where it counts. We start there. Another area we're looking at is education, where we get into mentorship, internship, exchange, and do an annual diaspora return. There are a lot of us who are professionals and have excelled individually in our fields. Bringing back that knowledge is huge, and collaborating with our Nigerian brothers and sisters at home, because this is where it started from. A lot of us are products of great universities and a great educational system, and we need to bring back that opportunity to those at home and collaborate and find ways we can improve the educational opportunities. Also, we looked at the area of health and safety. Again, COVID-19 really brought out some of the challenges that we have, and we need to partner with different organizations. We have partnered with Quest Diagnostic, that's also been able to provide free testing for people in our community. So building those partnerships and programs, I think, is something that's the key to us being successful in collaborating with our brothers and sisters here at home in Nigeria.
Thank you very much. We'll go to Ayo, Ms. Ayo Akinfe.
Oh, thank you very much again, Chibuzo. I believe I've only got 2 minutes, so I'll just try and whisk through some of the issues that have come up over the last month. Looking at the topic, diaspora integration of peace and development. One big issue that diasporans have been telling me, talking to me about in the UK, and those of us in the Central Association of Nigerians in the UK, Kanu, is that, hey, how can we get housing in Nigeria? A lot of them say you give money to somebody, particularly in Lagos, the person disappear or the plot of land is sold to 4 different people. So what we have done in Kanu is we've started to open the dialogue with the Lagos state government to give us certified property developers so that our people can invest through the state government. That way there's security of investment. That is just on the issue of housing. On the issue of businesses and people investing in Nigeria, again, the security, the violence, the kidnapping, the lack of power, these are things that scare a lot of people away. I mean, we remit $25 billion annually. I think we could match that in diaspora investments if we could address a lot of these security issues. And that's why I was very, very excited by this topic. If we can find a way to address it, we can easily match that. So what should we do? Okay, I'll give you just 2 small examples of 2 companies I've been dealing with over the last 48 hours. There's a company called Mobi Health that offers telemedicine over the phone. They speak to villagers in rural areas of Nigeria and offer them advice, medical advice about how to address ailments. They've been doing a lot of work with COVID-19. They would probably be more on the ground if there wasn't the risk of kidnapping. I spoke to another company. Actually attended the launch of their product on Wednesday, and this company is called Simplify, and they've come up with a very, very innovative diaspora remittance tool. And what you do is, when your brother or your cousin or whoever in Nigeria asks you for money, you send them money via their app. What does it do? It doesn't give them money. The money sits in their wallet. The request then goes to a bank, who then loans that person the money.
I think you have to start summarizing.
And basically it empowers them and it saves you your money. Now, these are just 2 projects. There's a lot going on like that, but we can only encourage them if we can provide security. So I'd just like to round up by saying, this NIDCOM, Honorable Abike Dabiri, I know you're listening. We need to address the matter of security of investment. If we do that, the floodgates will open. At least I can tell you from a UK perspective, Kanu has got thousands of people who are prepared to invest.
Thank you for that. Let's hear from King Wale Additional.
Well, thank you very much for this topic. What we are doing in Canada is, is basically partnering with Canadian, people, to, support whatever is going on in Nigeria. One of the things that we are doing is we are lobbying the Canadian government, being part of the G7, countries that have committed to donating COVID vaccine to the 3rd world country. And we have just, engaged the Prime Minister's office to make sure that Nigeria becomes priority, during the, when they start, shipping out the COVID. This is one of the things that, the DG for World Trade Center, World Trade Organization spoke about earlier this morning. And I think, it's important that, we lobby host government, for the betterment of Nigeria. We all send money, to Nigeria to help our family. But these are, small stuff. Yes, it's a $20 billion, commitment from the diaspora, but we can do more. And we all know we can do more. And the only way we can do more is by, engaging our host country for the betterment of our people in Nigeria. And that's what we do in Canada. We focus on, partnership, and building, a stronger partnership for to enhance the bilateral trade between Nigeria and Canada. So that's what we are doing in Canada, and we've been successful in some areas, and we are still working on different areas. So I won't take too much of your time. I'll continue, when I have more time.
Dr. Okunisiri, please, let's hear your take solutions.
So thank you very much once again. I think for us as health professionals, we try to indirectly address the issue of peace and integration through our collaborative effort. One typical example I would share with you right now, AMPA is engaged with the Federal Medical Center in Abuja in what is called the ground round. So what basically happens in this process is we have all the consultants at the Federal Medical Center, we have all our experts talking together about a case. So indirectly, we're trying to ensure that there's peace and integration between our folks out here, folks out in Nigeria. Again, along the same path of peace and integration through health, we're very much on ground when it comes to, like, we talked about the COVID the last time. When COVID came on to Nigeria, we were able to donate 90,000 worth of PPEs, Dr. Madam Abike talked about, a while ago. So we're constantly in the process of trying to engage. We're very much engaged with NAFDAC. We were able to engage in providing COVID testing kits, about 1,200 COVID testing kits through our virtual medical mission, which I'm going to talk about at some point. So overall, we are engaged in peace and integration through the provision of health. Again, that's an area of expertise of ours, and we continue to build health, and we know that with health builds wealth, and all of this is part of the process that AMPA wants to engage in achieving a healthier Nigeria and a healthier world in a peaceful and integrated manner.
Thank you, Professor Lawal Marafa.
Yes, thank you again. Yeah, I think while we are on this, let me just say that I am from the Chinese University of Hong Kong, so right there with China. If we are looking at this sort of situation, particularly with Nigeria, with home, we cannot ignore the youth, and so we are looking at trying to not to ignore the youth, because essentially this is the part of the future. We are looking about a country with, like I said earlier, over 40%, of young people, depending on how you define young people. These are the people that we need basically to move on with sustainable leadership. And that might not be able to be achieved in order to tackle peace, and livelihood generally without substantial type of education, which basically we can be able to provide, as solution. Education, to develop talents, education, to develop skills, education to be able to give back, to the society. And while we are on this, we are also facing challenges that are both natural and basically human-made. So we need to look at what are the needs of those that are at the receiving end, and that's the youth we are talking about. So in order to be able to move on, we need to seek partnership. Like we here in the diaspora, we need people who are at the receiving end that we can be able to partner with, not not particularly at individual level, but like I said, as a collective, we need to make alliances, and that will be able to move us forward, because the youth are essentially influencers. They influence parents these days, they influence their peers, they influence communities, and they have the capacity to also influence, the nation, as a whole. I just want to end by saying that the youth are essentially co-designers. I'm also very glad to say that my son was wrongly put on here, who is basically one of those co-designers, of his time. Maybe at a later stage, he also will be able to say something. I'm sure he has his own chance. But we need to mainstream policies, not only, for one sector, but we have to look at youth. I know we have a youth and sport ministry, which is basically doing fantastic. So culture, digital, agriculture, and education, this is basically, what I want to present. Thank you.
Step two left. Maybe you have to apologize. You have to apologize. Dr. Bashir, maybe a minute just to summarize your thoughts, and then we'll go to Dr. Abbas, a minute just to summarize your thoughts. We take this online, and then we can produce a paper and present it to NITCOM. So, Dr. Bashir, please, 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, the issue of security is a vital issue, like everybody said, but solutions have been seen from about 4 groups of solutions. First of all, is the political and policy solutions. Of course, we know the problem of Nigeria. Once there is, suspicion of non-inclusivity in the government, of course, it's a problem, because what you need unity for any society to develop. So inclusiveness of government is a policy program which I think government should, look at when we're looking at how have we found ourselves in this insecurity situation. Then the second group of solutions, which has to do with, manpower itself. The number of policemen and military people that we have, are they enough for 200 million people? Of course not. So the government there needs, some solutions, to that direction. Then the third group of solutions is equipment and finance. Have we equipped our military enough? Are they with modern equipment? Are we financing them? Are we motivating them enough? The military men, the police officers, are they being well motivated? Of course, I won't be able to develop these groups because of the time. Then the fourth group of solutions is involving the diaspora themselves. We have a lot of experts in security issues in the diaspora. Practitioners in security issues, policemen, military men, retired intelligence officers, and professionals who are trained in, security issues, who are now residing in the diaspora. They are also, value assets, and it is that we can, the government can, engage to actually solve our problem. The issue of Nigeria is the mode of involving the diaspora. We have forgotten that this group of people are different. Sure. We should be treated as a separate group, and as a result, when they're talking about, quota system, federal character, all those stuff, it should not be applicable to diaspora's involvement, because we need to bring in this group as a separate group, as an identifiable group that should be, always be involved in all sectors of solution finding. So these are the four groups of solutions that, really worldwide is propagating. And I think, when the time comes, we're going to submit that, in elaborate form and the content to the federal government. Thank you.
Please, a minute. Diasporans can speak. Please bear with us. Dr. Abbas, please, a minute.
Good afternoon from Saudi Arabia again. I happen to be a Nigerian from Borno State, the epicenter of Boko Haram. So when you talk about security, I experience it because I have lost a lot and so on. So it's a very important discussion. Most of the problem that we face in my community back home is that of lack of education, like unemployment, corruption, misappropriation of funds, and so on and so forth. But coming back to Saudi Arabia, how can we harness the diasporans for national peace and development? In Saudi Arabia, the NIDO activity is relatively much newer. And for now, actually, we need some kind of engagement. We want the embassy to really engage with more productively with the Nigerians, so that they can, they can feel that they have been taken care of by Nigerian government. They feel that they are at home. If they are being celebrated, if they are engaging them with workshops and seminars and business opportunities back home, celebration of national days and so on, because we do have Nigerians who have been here for many years who have lost touch with the...
Thank you. I think there's just a smart suggestion here that we should have a hashtag NITCOM, where this topic will continue. Sure. So that's what.
So on all social media handles, if you have a conversation or contribution to this topic, just put hashtag NITCOM. And then we can continue the conversation.
So we can continue this conversation online, hashtag NITCOM. Just to remind us of the theme for discussion again is diaspora integration. Diaspora integration for national peace and development. Are we in diaspora, are we ready to unite, to integrate for national peace and development? And I call on all the associations here, and I call on NIDO Worldwide Coordinating Chair. Are we ready to integrate for national peace and development? Let's proceed. Hashtag NIDCOM online. Thank you.
Thank you.
Diasporans, I know together we can do it. Remember, divided we fall, united we stand. Together we can build this nation. Thank you once again, diasporan representatives. Now we have come to the presentation of the Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit, and the video will be presented by the Nigerian Diaspora Summit Initiative in person of a representative by Dr. Mrs. Badewa T. Adejugbe Williams. You're welcome, madam.
Thank you all, and up to court duly observed. Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, we're really grateful for this opportunity. So in the pursuit of Nigeria's economic and social development, in line with the federal government of Nigeria's goal of diversifying and growing the economy, the Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit was initiated in 2018 and provides a platform for economic engagement of the diaspora in specified areas of the country's economy. It aims to facilitate partnerships between diaspora investors and in-country MSMEs and PPP projects that will promote sustainable and inclusive socio-economic development of the nation. And part of the success story, to just let you know, even within the LOC alone, the team putting together the NDIS, we have collectively impacted hundreds of lives in both capacity building and also in investment in their businesses. So we do want to encourage you, please watch the video and be a part of Nigeria's success story. Thank you.
As part of the effort of the federal government of Nigeria to foster economic growth in the country, the Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit, NDIS, was inaugurated on the 27th of November 2018 to attract foreign direct investment from the diaspora into the country by creating a platform for the diaspora to reliably invest in local businesses. The inaugural summit, with the theme Activating Diaspora Investment for a Diversified Economy, was well attended, with well over 300 investors attending the program. At the event, pitches and exhibitions were made by local business owners in different sectors of the economy, ranging from agriculture through education to transportation.
What they've done here is to bring a parade of high-powered and high-level government officials, ministers, the vice president, telling us precisely what it takes to create a business here.
And I had a great time here. I was able to learn from different people, the experience both locally and internationally.
As a result of the success stories recorded from business owners and investors who attended the program, it was mandated that the summit should be an annual event, consequent on the inaugural summit's success stories. The 2019 edition of the summit, with the theme Leveraging Diaspora Resources for Economic Growth, witnessed the presence of more investors. The climax of the two-day event was the keynote speech by Professor Charles Soludo on the first day, and the special remark of the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, on the second day. Professor Charles Soludo, in his keynote speech, challenged the diaspora to invest in the country and also challenged the government to create an investment climate that must deliver on safety and returns on investment. Meanwhile, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, made it known that the Nigerian government was ever ready to partner with private sector individuals who want to contribute their resources to the economic development of the country. Compared to the inaugural summit, enormous favorable outcome was recorded at the second summit due to the sizable number of investments channeled into local businesses. The third summit, with the theme Post-COVID-19 Economic Resurgence, Targeting Diaspora Investment. The summit, which was held virtually due to the COVID-19 pandemic, witnessed the presence of dignitaries and government functionaries. Even though this summit's edition was held via webinar, it met its objectives as business pitchers were able to make their pitches even to a wider audience, and diaspora investors were able to make and strengthen contacts with the local business owners. The Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit, NDIS, has remained a private sector-driven initiative, fully underpinned by the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, and the federal government of Nigeria.
Thank you all, as we urge you to please mobilize one another and also foreign investors to come and help us build a nation. Only we can do it better because we have the social, emotional connection to our homeland. Thank you very much.
Thank you, NDSI. Next on our lineup, we have presentation by the state focal point officers. We have Enugu on ground. We have FCT on ground. We'll start with those on ground first, then we'll link up with Osun State via Zoom. And I'll call the state focal point officers for Enugu State to come on stage, please. We have a maximum of 3 minutes to talk with us. Enugu State. Thank you. A round of applause for Enugu State, our strongest partner with the diaspora.
Thank you so much. Thank you. The chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa. Please permit me to stand on existing protocols. It's an honor and privilege for me to speak before you as a special advisor on diaspora affairs in Enugu State, and welcome you all to the third National Diaspora Day. Enugu State, as we well know, is one of the safest and peaceful states in Nigeria. We have a very robust diaspora community living all over the world. The state government has over the years remained committed to her open door policy on diaspora-related issues and has created a very conducive environment, an enabling and synergistic relationship that is mutually beneficial to Enugu citizens in diaspora and the state government to invest and do business. This year's theme, Integration for National Peace and Development, is very remarkable because it touches on the very pillars of our society. Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, my governor, is a man of peace. His style of governance makes for enduring peace in the state by reaching out to all stakeholders, the diaspora inclusive. The Diaspora Office has successfully partnered with many diaspora associations around the world to execute projects that are of great value to the citizens of Enugu State. To mention but a few, I was told I had 5 minutes, so I have to cut down to 3. Establishment of a comprehensive diaspora database, organizing periodic seminars, conferences, and mini investment summits, economic skill acquisition empowerment. Enugu State regions in South Africa and UAE donated vocational and skill acquisition equipment to rehab centers, Emene and Ojubiva. Humanitarian intervention, donations of relief materials to Nimbo crisis and COVID-19 palliatives by Nsuka Union, USA, SA Union, and other diaspora unions. Agricultural empowerment, donation of agricultural machines worth over 10 million to farmers in the 17 local government areas of Enugu State. Items donated include cassava graters, rice threshers, grinding machines, oil extractor machine, and ovens. Medical outreach. Original Exclusive Ladies, Washington, D.C., organized cancer screening, dental surgery, and eye care. Soroptomist International donated medical equipment worth over 50 million naira. Shenrek USA provided medications, dental screening, and distribution of eyeglasses. And then we go to housing. We established an estate specifically for the diaspora called Diaspora Gardens Estate, the first of its kind in Nigeria, hereby creating jobs and bringing in hundreds of millions into Enugu State. Educational impact on nursery, primary, and tertiary institutions. Laptops were donated, books. Recently, and just concluded in the past few days, we had an outreach to celebrate the Diaspora Day, and we called on our diaspora indigenes, and quickly they heard us, and we went to different schools, about 15 local government areas, and we donated exercise books, about 20,000 exercise books. On behalf of Enugu State government, we wish to say thank you to our chairman, Honorable Abike Dabiri Arewa, and the whole members of NIDCOM for your continuous tutelage and support. You have organized wonderful programs that enrich and educate us on diaspora activities that will benefit our various states. I most especially thank our Executive Governor, His Excellency Right Honorable Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, for providing us this platform to contribute to the development of our beloved state. And lastly, Ndi Enugu Diaspora worldwide for the outstanding support given to Enugu State government. Enugu is in the hands of God. Thank you and God bless you. Have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. I must confess you're looking gorgeous. All right, that's a wonderful presentation from our focal point officer from Enugu. And now can we have the FCT, our officer from FCT? Our officer from FCT. You're welcome.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the FCT focal point officer. I want to compliment the chairman, Nigerian Diaspora Commission, on the giant stride she has been making. Secondly, I want to honor my minister, FCT, for the opportunity given me to be the FCT Diaspora Focal Point Officer. Let me go straight to the point. I was appointed barely a year ago, and within that short time, we've been able to carry out some activities, developmental activities in FCT. First of all, our diasporans in FCT indigenes in diasporas. I got their contacts from NIDCOM, and many of them have been very, very supportive in advising our youth, and some of them have indicated interest to come home this December for a community project. Secondly, I embarked on youth sensitization across the 6th Area Council of FCT with the president of Abuja Original Inhabitants Youth Empowerment Organization on the need to discourage illegal migration by some of our youths. Some of them just here, we go abroad through any means, and they suffer on the way. Some of them have even lost their lives. So the sensitization I carried out was to sensitize youth with stakeholders in FCT, traditional rulers, chairmen of local government, women groups, clergy, and some elders. It's yielding results. We have also been promoting and showcasing investment opportunities in FCT after the Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit. 3 investors came in. One is completing his medical facility in Kadokuchi. I was there, and we are processing his papers to operate a medical facility. It has employed some of our youths. We are grateful to him. Thirdly, through the FCT focal point office, we have been able to lead some Nigerians in diaspora who have been carrying out some community developments, giving them the rightful linkages in various sectors of investment through credible platforms like Nigeria-Italy business platform. Contacts have been made through state focal point officer in collaboration with New Image Community Development Organization, registered in Italy and here. And the NGO is ready to bring the technical know-how to our women and youths in the areas of agriculture, basic cooking, bricklaying, and computer know-how. We have a diasporan who is willing to invest in FCT, turning our waste to wealth and biogas. We have done the right connection for him, and the authority in FCT is working with him to see that this project takes off. I was also at all the meetings. Lastly, the FCT focal point officer led a community development from NIDO. NIDO officials, about 10 of them, with other friends of NIDO, UK, South Africa, to Karu Children's Home yesterday. It was a wonderful experience as NIDO officials led by the chairman interacted with the children. Everyone was happy. They flagged off a community project of renovating the school. And some of them even gave cash donations to the less privileged children, orphanage. We want to appreciate them and thank them for more things. Thank you very much. Long live Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live FCT.
Long live our diaspora focal point officers from FCT. Thank you very much, madam. And now we will be joining the officer from Oshun via Zoom. Our officer from Oshun.
Good evening. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol.
Madam, can you hear us? We can hear you.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, good. Good evening, everyone. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocols.
Go on, please.
Thank you. I bring you greetings from the virtual states, the state of Oshun. The government of the state of Oshun, under the dynamic leadership of His Excellency Alhaji Isiaka Boyega Oyetola, and the good people of Oshun State, send their goodwill to this event. We appreciate that July 25th of every year has been set aside to recognize and celebrate the contributions of the diaspora to the socio-economic development of Nigeria. I want to commend and appreciate the chairman, CEO of Nigeria Diaspora Commission and ATFIN for the call for the creation of diaspora focal point offices in all the states. This affords us the opportunity to work well with the diaspora from our states. In line with the mandates given to us, the state government of Oshun sponsored the repatriation of some of our indigents who were stranded in Lebanon in September 2020. Upon their return, they were put through counseling and training in small-scale skills, and certain amounts of money were given to them to help in their reintegration back to their base. They also had health checks on them. In the States, we have been having robust relationship with our diaspora. Some organizations from diaspora sent in palliatives during the COVID-19 lockdown. Some also sent in school supplies, which were distributed to students when they were returning to school after the lockdown. A Zion Kitchen, based in Washington, D.C., also feeds the hungry every month by giving raw food materials, foodstuffs to the needy every month. Worthy of note is the arrangement that has been put in place by some Osun indigenes in diaspora to practice cooperative investments, pooling of resources together to finance diaspora projects within the states. I want to seize this opportunity to appreciate King Wale Adesoya, who helped in the creation of a WhatsApp platform for the state, for the Osun State indigenes in the diaspora. As of today, we have almost 200 people from every part of the world on the platform, and it has been a very vibrant platform through which we have been engaging them with intelligent discussions. After one of our Zoom meetings, they decided to break into committees to oversee different departments through which they could function based on their individual interests and expertise. The committees have been having regular meetings and have come up with brilliant proposals of projects they intend to come and execute within the state. They have agreed to implement at least 2 diaspora projects annually, fully funded by them. The committees that were set up are health, charity and social welfare, capacity building, youth and women empowerment, agriculture and mining, infrastructure, land and housing, tourism, hospitality and entertainment, and security committee. Coordinators and secretaries were appointed from among the members of the committees. Each of the committees have come up with proposals of the project they intend to come and embark on. The proposals have been adopted by the coordinators. The larger house in turn will take the decision on which project to be executed first and the sequence in which the others will follow. I want to use this opportunity to thank everyone for listening. Thank you, NICOM, for organizing this event.
Thank you so much, Officer.
God bless Federal